desert is home to some of the most remote and mysterious places on Earth. But what happens when strange and disturbing discoveries are caught on camera? From towering monoliths appearing out of nowhere to eerie encounters with creatures and remnants of forgotten civilizations, here are 30 of the most disturbing desert discoveries caught on camera. In the vast, quiet expanse of the Utah desert, an unusual metal structure rises from the ground, its origins a complete mystery.
They've cut it in?
State wildlife officials, while surveying bighorn sheep from a helicopter, suddenly come across a towering metal structure. Its abrupt appearance in the desolate landscape raises more questions than answers.
Yeah. Yeah. This is wild.
Explorers, drawn to the monolith, approach cautiously. Its smooth, reflective surface stirs curiosity, but they can't shake the feeling that something is amiss. In the heart of an unforgiving desert, a lone adventurer stands atop a high vantage point, taking in the awe-inspiring expanse of the arid wilderness. Amidst the silence and solitude, they search for signs of life, their keen eyes trained on the distant dunes and rocky outcrops. Suddenly, amidst the shimmering heat waves, a figure emerges. Something inexplicable, walking purposefully across the desert floor. With trembling hands, they adjust their camera to capture an unknown creature navigating the desert terrain in broad daylight. Mesmerized by this rare sight, they document every detail, filled with fear and wonder, knowing this encounter may reveal desert mysteries. In the remote mountains of Peru, an eerie graveyard lies hidden, its chilling history waiting to be discovered.
So this is actually a whole person's remains right here. That's actually insane. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit.
As the explorer ventures deeper into the desert, disturbing signs begin to emerge. Shoes, bone fragments. The eerie silence is pierced only by his heavy breath and the unsettling discoveries, including an abandoned wooden high heel, hinting at darker secrets below the surface.
They're coming out too. It looks like this person just died right here. The whole body is right here in front of me.
He treads carefully through the decaying graveyard, his gaze fixed on the crumbling tombs. Fragments of bones, skulls, rib cages, and brittle remains are scattered across the ground, left exposed to the elements for years, telling silent stories of the forgotten dead. While driving through a remote, desolate area near the Mexico-USA border, a Border Patrol agent stumbles upon something that leaves him shocked and deeply concerned.
Huh? ¿Qué pasó?
A young child, alone and wandering in the vast desert, approaches the agent with desperation. His words, filled with fear, confusion, and vulnerability, reveal that he's been abandoned after traveling with a group.
¿Te dejaron solo botado? ¿No vienes con mami o con papi o con nadie? ¿Vienes con tu mamá o tu papá?
The child, terrified and crying, explains the heartbreaking situation. He shares his fears about being left behind, worried about dangers that may be lurking nearby, and pleading for immediate help from the agent. While exploring, an explorer stumbles upon a hidden natural wonder in the desert.
Okay guys, this is a special place. This is one of the weirdest, wild...
The cave features wild and intricate rock formations. The explorer is amazed by the large, stunning shapes formed by minerals deposited from carbonated water over time.
Natural rock formations, natural wonders that I think I've ever seen. You know, I saw pictures of this, but I wasn't expecting it to be as big and expansive.
The natural limestone structures, known as tufa, create an incredible landscape. The formations stretch out, revealing more hidden wonders the deeper you go. While researching an archaeological site, a man made a chilling discovery in the Utah desert.
Talk about random shit.
While exploring, the man stumbled upon a broken traveling bag and a guitar abandoned on the ground, both of which gave off an unsettling, eerie feeling in the vast, desolate desert with no one else around.
Clothes, blankets.
As he continued along the path, he found a discarded backpack and clothes, making the entire situation feel even more eerie and strangely disturbing in the silent desert, with no explanation in sight. An explorer discovered an intriguing object in the desert using Google Earth. Upon arriving at the site, the explorer was amazed to find fossils scattered across the area, many still preserving intricate details from an ancient time.
Rock that are now eroding onto the surface.
As they explored further, the fossils became even more abundant, some resembling ancient sea creatures, giving a rare glimpse into life long before the desert formed. In Ain Sefra, Algeria, something unusual occurred in the Sahara Desert, one of the hottest places on Earth. A cold front swept into the region, blanketing parts of the desert's sandy hills in snow. This rare sight took locals by surprise, as it's a phenomenon that has only been witnessed a handful of times over the years. As the temperatures climbed throughout the day, the snow began to melt. But the striking contrast of white snow against the vast desert landscape made it a moment to remember. In a desert canyon with a dark history, a place known for its dangerous past, many have ventured in, but few have returned.
What is that thing? Wow. Look at these feet. It's like all sorts of feet, human.
As the journey continued, pottery shards and traces of an ancient civilization started to appear. Fragments of a vanished people's existence scattered across the land. The footprints of creatures, from canines to birds, also hinted at the wild history of this place. But something more unexpected was found. Rock art adorned the canyon walls, ancient paintings and markings revealing a story long forgotten. From high up on the rock shelters, these mysterious symbols stood as a testament to the past, and more footprints were uncovered, leaving an eerie impression of those who once walked these lands. Deep in the Namib Desert, a man stumbled upon something unusual, one of the world's oldest and strangest plants.
Deserto do Namib. Welwitschia mirabilis.
Among the arid landscape, he discovered a massive, twisted plant unlike anything else. Its thick, leathery leaves sprawled across the sand, some appearing torn and weathered by time. Despite the harsh desert conditions, it had managed to survive for centuries. Upon closer inspection, he realized it was the Welwitschia mirabilis, often called the ancient monster plant. This rare species, known to live for over 1,000 years, thrives in one of the driest places on Earth, defying the odds of nature. While digging in the middle of the desert, a group of men encountered something they never expected. One of the men casually tossed something into the hole, and in an instant, the ground erupted. A sudden burst of sand shot into the air like a fountain, defying all logic. The men froze, watching in shock as the phenomenon continued. Just as quickly as it started, the strange eruption came to an abrupt stop. The desert fell silent once more, leaving the group speechless. What could have caused this bizarre event? While exploring a remote desert, a traveler stumbled upon a covered-up hole and decided to uncover its secrets. As the cover was pulled away, a deep dark well was revealed. The traveler leaned in, peering into the abyss, when an eerie sound echoed from below. A strange, unidentifiable noise seemed to come from deep within, making the moment even more unsettling.
In the brightness, we can see what potentially looks like many pairs of glowing eyes lurking at the bottom of the dark hole.
With the brightness enhanced, the darkness at the bottom of the well became clearer. What was once just an empty void now revealed something disturbing. Multiple pairs of glowing eyes staring back, motionless, lurking in the shadows. Deep in the California desert, the mound stands as a mysterious, carefully built structure with an unknown purpose.
So here we are in the middle of nowhere, and here is the mound. Nobody really knows why this is here, but there is a mound of quartz rock.
The journey to the mound begins off Interstate 8, down Sidewinder Road. As the pavement gives way to dirt, an isolated formation appears, a circular structure surrounded by statues. The desert stretches endlessly around it, making its presence even more mysterious.
Itself. You can see there's quartz rock.
Upon closer inspection, the mound is built from quartz rock, arranged in a keyhole-like shape. Angel statues encircle the structure, their weathered forms adding to the eerie atmosphere. With little information available, the true meaning of the mound remains unknown. While traveling through the Atacama Desert in the Chilean Andes, an explorer encountered a fascinating sight along the journey. On the way to Laguna Verde, just before reaching the destination, towering penitentes came into view. These massive ice formations stood tall, their sharp peaks pointing skyward, almost as if they were reaching for the sun. The sunlight reflected off their jagged edges, creating a surreal landscape in the middle of the desert. Taking a closer look, the explorer observed the intricate details of the penitentes. Their rough, uneven surfaces had been shaped by harsh conditions, standing as silent witnesses to Nara. These formations, found in high-altitude regions, seemed otherworldly, making the journey even more unforgettable. While exploring the Mojave Desert in California, an explorer witnessed something unusual in the sky.
No, it just disappeared. They're disappearing. They heard us up on the mountain.
The explorer spotted bright orbs floating steadily in the sky. They moved without any sudden changes in direction, glowing softly against the dark desert landscape. The sight was both mesmerizing and puzzling, as the orbs seemed to hover with purpose.
Then they disappeared. What's... Wow.
After remaining stationary for a few moments, the orbs suddenly vanished without a trace. They disappeared so quickly, leaving the explorer wondering if they had really seen them at all. While traveling through the Mojave Desert, he discovered something unexpected.
Had like spokes going off of these things. The end of it here is really kind of strange looking. That's what we're looking at, is the spokes. I'm going to get out for a minute and just kind of look around a little bit, and then we're going to take a road.
He noticed a bizarre structure while driving down a road near the airbase, and upon further investigation, he found something unusual at the end of a strip. The concrete runway, which was once part of the military base, was overgrown, with strange spokes spreading out across its surface.
Isn't that bizarre? That's my external mic, but yeah, so this is the Army built this for water.
He drives into an abandoned site and spots a hood from a vehicle. Stepping out, he walks toward a large cemented structure, wondering what it was used for. As he gets closer, he realizes the structure is larger than expected. Amazed by the discovery, he looks around, imagining the history buried beneath the sand. While hiking through the desert, an explorer stumbles upon an ancient cave, setting the stage for a mysterious discovery.
Check out this thing. I was kind of thinking it was like a figure with fingers. Although on that hand, like our right side, that's like what?
During the hike, the explorer discovers a hidden cave tucked away in the cliffs, surrounded by strange rock formations. The cave, which has been shaped over thousands of years, seems untouched and full of secrets waiting to be uncovered.
6 or 7 fingers? I don't know. But it kind of looked to me like a figure. What do you guys think?
Inside the cave, the explorer notices strange carvings on the walls, signs of an ancient presence. The symbols etched into the rock hint at stories lost to time. Among them, a faint handprint stands out, a silent mark left by those who once sought shelter here. In a dark desert in Saudi Arabia, a strange and unsettling encounter takes place. While driving through the dark, eerie desert, a mysterious figure suddenly appears ahead, prompting the drivers to slowly reverse. They feel a deep unease as they aren't sure what they're seeing in the distance, trying to make sense of the unsettling encounter. The figure eerily follows them closely, heightening their fear and uncertainty as the atmosphere grows more intense. But after a tense few moments, the drivers manage to quickly escape, speeding away from the chilling encounter and gaining distance. A mysterious stone block in the middle of a forest sets the stage for an exploration that reveals secrets and strange discoveries. Desert Drifter and the Explorer stand in front of a colossal stone block in the middle of the forest. Its mysterious presence leaves them in awe, prompting them to investigate further and uncover hidden layers beneath the surface.
Oh my. Okay.
As Desert Drifter ventures into the cave beneath the block, he encounters a strange underground world full of bugs and signs of life, including a splash of water and a mysterious movement, leaving him both intrigued and slightly uneasy. Chile's Atacama Desert, known for its unique ecosystem, is facing an environmental crisis. The desert, one of the driest places on Earth, is being overwhelmed by mountains of waste, including discarded clothing, shoes, and scrap tires. This trash is being dumped from around the world, threatening the delicate balance of the region. In at least 3 areas of the desert, large piles of rubbish, including old cars, are accumulating. Experts warn that this pollution could have devastating effects on the desert's fragile environment if left unchecked. While exploring the Sahara Desert with the Teta nomads, an unexpected discovery was made.
We've just found a Libyan tank way out here in the desert south of the Tibesti. It's quite exciting having a little poke around. The Teta nomads also seem to find it quite interesting.
The group came across an abandoned Libyan tank, a relic from Gaddafi's military forces. As the nomads explored the site, they marveled at the tank's size and the history it represented, climbing over the rusted remains with a mix of curiosity and awe.
The lorry with the rocket launcher on the back. And amazingly, it's still got about a third of its rockets left in it.
Continuing their journey, they found an old lorry with a rocket launcher still loaded with live explosives. This chilling discovery, with its deadly cargo untouched since the 1980s, served as a haunting reminder of the region's violent past. Mysterious formations can sometimes be found in the most unexpected places.
Whoa.
A series of symmetrical holes on a cliff edge were spotted on Google Earth, sparking years of speculation. Upon reaching the site, the scale was astonishing. One hole measured 15 feet deep, with steep walls making escape nearly impossible.
This one's a bit more friendly. From what I could see on Google Earth, it was like a series of 4 holes.
The discovery of smooth footholds suggested these pits might have been used by Native Americans for storage or shelter. Nature's precise, symmetrical formations were mesmerizing, leaving more questions than answers. In the remote desert, traces of the past remain hidden in plain sight.
Lots of litter here, cans and stuff. Debris from the past. It's interesting how some of this stuff...
In the middle of the desert near the old Santa Fe Railroad and Route 66, a lonely grave sits with stones that have sunk deep into the earth over time. Its age is unclear, but judging by the wear, it could be over 100 years old, silently blending into the rugged landscape.
Right there, just kind of makes its way into the landscape. Okay, see you later.
Another possible grave nearby stands as a quiet reminder of those who came before, its marker barely holding against the relentless desert winds. Many like it have likely vanished, leaving only scattered stones and fading memories in the endless expanse of sand. In the middle of the desert, a unique plant has adapted to survive harsh conditions.
Esta es la yareta, una planta resinosa que crece a gran altura.
The yareta is a dense moss-like plant that grows in high-altitude deserts, often forming large green mounds over centuries. It thrives in extreme environments where few other plants can survive.
El mar. Cuando seca es un gran combustible. Crece en las alturas de los Andes en general.
When dried, yareta has traditionally been used as fuel due to its high resin content. However, overharvesting has raised concerns about its conservation and long-term survival. A shocking geological event has drawn attention in northern Chile. Authorities are investigating a massive sinkhole over 600 feet deep and 120 feet wide, raising concerns about its potential growth. The sudden appearance of the sinkhole has left local residents and experts searching for answers. Reports suggest that a nearby mine may be responsible, with officials working to determine the cause. As the situation unfolds, authorities are closely monitoring the area for any further expansion. A relentless swarm swept across the land, consuming everything in its path.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. آثار أعمال المكافحة ليلة البارح بأحد المزارع.
Saudi Arabia faced a severe locust outbreak with massive swarms spreading across the region. From February to May, efforts to control the invasion cleared hundreds of thousands of hectares of land.
آثار تقريبا مسافة كيلوين.
The outbreak, lasting for years, brought destruction to crops and farmland. Though the worst has passed, the effects linger, and experts warn of future threats if new swarms emerge. In southern Saudi Arabia, a group of men came across a fascinating natural formation.
في منتدى شعف بالقرن. نحن الآن طبعا والزملاء في هذه الرحلة أصروا حقيقة على الوصول.
Amid the rugged terrain, they discovered a massive rock perfectly balanced on the tip of another, creating an unusual and striking sight. The formation appeared so precise that it almost seemed unnatural.
ورغم التعب ورغم يعني الطريق الوعرة إلا أنهم استطاعوا أن يصلوا إلى هذا.
The sheer size and stability of the rock left them in awe, making them wonder how such a unique formation could have occurred. Some speculated that erosion or natural forces over time might have shaped it this way. An unusual discovery on Google Earth and LiDAR maps led to an unexpected investigation. Using LiDAR technology, a massive pit was identified in the middle of the desert, its size making it impossible to overlook. LiDAR's laser pulses revealed hidden details in the barren landscape that couldn't be seen otherwise. Upon arrival, a gigantic sinkhole was found, measuring about 760 feet or 230 meters in circumference. Its sheer size and depth make it both an incredible sight and an unsettling natural phenomenon. An incredible natural event is unfolding in the deserts of Western Australia. Hundreds of male Dawson's burrowing bees are swarming the clay pans at Hamlin Station Reserve, each competing for a chance to mate. The air buzzes with their activity, creating a mesmerizing scene. These bees burrow into the desert ground, creating a fascinating spectacle of life and movement across the clay pans. The sheer number of bees in motion is a rare and captivating sight.